Welcome back to the Team to Be Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So today we're going to talk about something that Heat fans need to keep an eye on, and it's only been 2 games, but it's already one topic and a potential interesting storyline for this early season. And that conversation is around Tyler Herro and Norman Powell and their fit together as starters on this Miami Heat roster. The Heat are 1-1 in the 2 games so far that they've played together. Tyler Herro has played 3 games this season, and in his return game, Norman Powell sat out with a groin injury. So they've only played 2 times together. They're 1-1, which is not bad at all so far. But the fit, it feels a little clunky to me. It feels a little repetitive in terms of their play style and skill set, and it just feels like they haven't fully synced yet. Excuse me. But before anybody panics, I just want to break down why I think it looks the way it does right now, and I do think that this duo could absolutely work and help this Miami Heat team continue to be successful as they are a top 4 team right now in the East, which a lot of folks didn't expect. So let's get into it for the video. So the first thing we got to talk about up front is that they've only played 2 games together. So again, that's nothing. That is the definition of a very small sample size. Like I said earlier, Hero only has played 3 games this season. He missed all of camp. He missed preseason. He missed 13 games or 14 games this season, and he's just thrown out in the fire. And he said he's going to get up to speed with the new offense. He's just getting his legs underneath him, and he's getting back into the conditioning of an NBA game. And it's hard when you're not playing real games. Like, it's hard to replicate that in practice. So the awkwardness of your turn, my turn, which it feels like they're taking turns on different possessions while they've played in a limited sample size as well. Like, they have been staggered as well. So they're not just playing always together in the same lineups, but again, it looks like possessions are a little bit repetitive, and that's normal. That's what happens when 2 high usage scorers share the floor for the first time, and they're trying to figure this out in real time. And their usage is nearly identical as well, which is crazy. So Norm's usage is currently at 26.7%, and Tyler so far is at 26.2. And Spoelstra said it best. He said if these 2 guys can figure it out, then when their timing improves, when their chemistry improves, they can learn each other's tendencies and learn each other's spots. And he said when that does happen, which he thinks it will happen, he said this offense becomes way more unpredictable and even more dangerous. And I honestly agree. And I agree with Spoelstra. Like, these are 2 legit bucket getters. We saw Norm carrying the offensive load while Tyler has been out. And we know that Tyler Herro is our best scorer when he comes back and has been scoring very well while back in the lineup. Defense, that's a different story. And even with Norman Powell, who I think is a better defender than Tyler, hasn't been amazing himself in terms of defensive rating. But anyway, chemistry takes time. So let's just talk about why, again, it feels weird right now in this small sample size of 2 games. It's because Hero and Norm have overlapping games, like I'm trying to say multiple times. It's not identical, but again, similar play styles. Tyler Hero is a little bit more flashy and crafty, and he has obviously really good touch when it comes to that floater game. His step backs are great. His pull up jumpers. He's more of a finesse kind of player. He needs the ball to find rhythm. And Norman Powell, he's more of like that physical downhill scorer, explosive first step, straight line driver. He's not really going east to west. He's very decisive, has a great pull-up shot like Tyler. His shot making, though, is better with less creation. Like, he doesn't need a lot of creation. Like, he's more decisive when it comes to his shot. And again, different styles, but they do different styles, but similar. And they operate in a lot of the same scoring zones, so that's why it's looked a little clunky at first. They both want to attack mismatches. They both want the ball in their hands. They both are wired to get a bucket. So right now it looks a little bit like, all right, I go on this possession, and then next possession I'm bringing the ball down, so I'm going to throw it to Tyler or Norm or vice versa, whoever shot that ball. They're looking to take turns to a certain degree, so it's not like they're just ball hogging and not passing. But yeah, it just takes time to figure it out. And if we look at the early numbers, again, their stats look pretty similar, like in terms of shot attempts, and efficiency and points per game. So if we do look at that, I'll pull it up. Tyler Hero's averaging in 3 games 25.7 points per game. Norm is averaging 24.7. Right now, Tyler's averaging 5.3 rebounds. Norm is averaging 3.8. Tyler's averaging 3 assists. Norm's averaging 2.4. Both averaging 1.3 steals. And then if we look at the shooting stats, Tyler's shooting 54% from the field, which is great. Small sample size for him, but still great. Norm is shooting 49.8. Tyler is making 3 out of 6 3-pointers, so he's at 50%. Norm is making 3 out of 6.8. He's at 44%, but in 16 games. So that is spectacular for both of them. And I'm assuming Tyler is going to be shooting somewhere in the 40 range. That's going to go down. Norm was shooting in like the 52 range at one point, which was insane. Tyler's making 4.7 free throws per game, and Norm is making 5.7. So they are both similar type of players, but again, not very identical. And again, it's just an archetype that when you put these two guys next to each other, it can work because one is more finesse, one is a little bit more powerful, I guess, and decisive. But either way, like Tyler is a very good playmaker. Like he's developed that skill set and he can essentially set Norm up, I think. Like Norm is not the best playmaker. He's shown capability with throwing oops and connecting with Bam and Kalel Ware and some of his other teammates. But I think Tyler is more of a willing passer to a certain degree. So I think, and I know Tyler is a better uh, ball handler for now um, than Norman Powell. But anyway, that overlap is kind of what may make it look a little clunky. But this is where I think Heat fans should get excited because even though the Heat lost to the Pistons and blew their 6-game winning streak, the fourth quarter showed us something that shows that they can play together and they could figure this out. They just need more time. They were complimenting each other in that game as they were down by 22, I believe, in the fourth, and made a comeback, got within two, ultimately lost that game. It was a little too late, but you saw Hero creating advantages with his handle and his shot making and hitting threes. You saw Norman Powell attacking open lanes, hitting 3-pointers, getting to the free throw line, finishing strong. So it felt like they weren't taking turns. They were playing off of each other, which is what we need them to do. And that's the blueprint. That's the sign of a duo who can work together and figure it out as they play with each other and off each other and not just take turns. So I think I'm optimistic because of that. Again, they just need reps. 2 games put together is absolutely nothing. Spo hasn't even built sets for them yet. Like hell, Spo hasn't really been running many pick and roll or plays in general all throughout the year. So they haven't developed their timing yet, and they're trying to still figure out the rotation. Like, I don't know if I love that small rotation with Davion, Tyler, Norm, Bam, and Wiggins. Like, I feel like you got to put either Davion on the bench, and then bring in Kalel Ware, I think, to get more size. Or if we play 10 to 15 more games together and Tyler and Norm just don't look good, like maybe you just put Norm as your sixth man. Like, honestly, you got to tinker. But right now, I think I love Davion in the starting lineup, but I think you just let him come off the bench and you try to see what 10 to 15 games of Tyler and Norm starting together, giving them size, giving them rim protection, helping because they're both not the greatest defenders and see what that could look like. And things could look completely different. Like their skill sets should complement each other, I think. Like Hero can pull defenders with his perimeter creativity. Powell punishes those shifts by attacking downhill, or just Tyler gets that gravity and drives and kicks, which they've been doing as a team phenomenally so far. But like Tyler and Norm could both drive and kick to each other, create space for each other. They both are good finishers. So I think that's how the pairing should work. Both guys can play on ball and off ball, which is huge. So they don't have to have that mentality of taking turns. They just need to figure this out, and then they'll be spacing. They'll be able to both attack closeouts. When we stagger them, they'll both be able to run second units. They'll both have different actions that we could set up for them. And I think the foundation could be there. Spo will figure it out. He always does. Giving Spo two talented scores like this, like it will allow him to tweak lineups. He could stagger them. He could close with them. It just depends on matchups. But Spo doesn't waste talent. Hopefully, he doesn't coach the bigs the best of his capabilities. You know, it's been frustrating, and I'm still frustrated with why Clower doesn't get more than 25 minutes per game. He's top 7 in rebounding in the NBA, and he's only playing 25 minutes per game. Like, we need him to be playing 32, 33, 34 at this point. Like, he needs more opportunity. We are deep. That's one of our strengths as well, but someone's going to have to take a back seat. Now that Tyler's back, might be Jaime, might be Davion. Hopefully it's not Norman Powell, because that won't be the recipe for winning. So we'll see. The offense has looked a little different with Tyler back, but the team has been shooting like crap also. So I'm not going to blame it on Tyler Hero. They did score 130 something points in the loss to the Pistons, so they are capable of scoring, but we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think these two guys can develop a chemistry and figure it out? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys worried about the fit, or do you think we'll be just fine?